And he's up against SoulKey here. Not an easy opponent.
Definitely not an easy opponent. Looking just at his record so far for all of Pro League, 97 and 67. Very, very nice win ratio there. 1-1 so far in this season of Pro League, but like you said, just one of these bigger names has won a bunch of championships. He's here to play. Very veteran player. He's going to get up against TY, one of these rising stars like you mentioned. You know, all of these players so far in Pro League 2014 who are rising stars probably have the best ratios, have the best win ratios, have won really big games, and I really want to see TY. Can he pull this off against SoulKey? I'm not sure. So far, a really nice win ratio in Pro League 2014, 3-0. No games against Zerg, though.
Yeah. No games against Zerg just yet, and he's got a lot to prove here. Really awesome game against a Terran player. Just his previous match, TBT was able to win with Spider Mines, or Widow Mines, I should say, underneath the Battle Cruisers. Really awesome play, using some cool strategies. We're going to the map right now. It's Yeonsu for a Zerg versus Terran, SoulKey versus TY, Pro League 2014.
LTA는 SKT1.
A lot of cheers. A lot of cheers coming out for this player. The red Zerg representing SK T1. This is SoulKey.
And his opponent to the bottom left in blue for KT Rolster. Oftentimes I feel overshadowed by his teammate Flash, but definitely an up-and-coming rising star right now in Korea. It's TY. There are a few players I'm telling you guys, look out for them this season. Some of them, Byul is one of them, and
Maru.
TY. Maru is like, he already rose and won the OSL, but it seems like he's like even getting better somehow.
Yeah. I'm
looking forward to seeing him and the individual leagues coming forward this year as well, because oh my god, that kid is on fire. I think TY is going to be, after this season, if he continues at this current rate, the best player for KT and the Ace. I think he's going down that path right now. And we'll see
he's
how
looking like it, man. He's definitely one of these rising stars, like you mentioned. We do see so far.
Oh, we see
building a barracks.
A Makarax.
Yeah.
And he's actually going to double Makarax here.
On 12, not making any more SCVs.
Yeah.
We're going to see a bit of aggression out of him.
This is tricky because it's not in the scouting pattern for SoulKey. He's not going to know about this, and it's not going to hit him at the timing you would expect to see pressure. This is probably not going to be an all-in, but he's definitely going to try to get some damage done with this. Force some extra Zerglings to be made in transition. It's a cool build. Not something I would expect to see from TY. He's usually a more defensive player whose strengths lie in the mid-game with his aggression.
Yeah, I mean, we saw TY just tear apart a Protoss player with so much mid-game aggression, dropping all over the place. And I would have loved to see that, but this is also cool out of him, not being predictable at all. Different build.
And unfortunately for SoulKey, that gas before pool going to slow down his Zerglings and his Queen even just a little bit more. No spotter right now. And the Overlord, I don't think he's going to see that SCV. The bunker could go up right now blind to SoulKey. And that's where I think we're going to see here. He could actually just kill the Overlord. That's another option.
He's bunkering actually on the low ground, playing very safe here. Not being too far forward. I don't think that Overlord saw anything.
Yeah, he didn't. He did not see anything.
And this Overlord coming in here, seeing two of these supply depots, could think something's a little strange.
Oh, yeah, he definitely knows now. He's going down to send that drone to check for the bunker, but it's too late. This bunker is in range of the hatchery. The reason why he does it like this is so the hatchery can't be canceled, and then he has a bunker to fall down to on the low ground. Oh, this is great for TY. He's going to get so much damage done here. Killing that bunker is going to cost SoulKey so much. And if he gets the hatchery, that's basically lights out. If he gets a third bunker up here right next to this hatchery, right on top of the ramp, by the way, oh, this is not looking good for SoulKey right now. TY in a great position here.
We saw actually Terror face a similar build here, a little more aggressive, but not handle it the correct way. I want to see exactly how SoulKey, a very veteran player, handles something like this.
You know, the biggest problem for SoulKey was just the lack of information. What we saw from Terror was the problem that he didn't respond at all, even though he knew it was coming. Third bunker gets started here. The ramp is still controlled. I'd even maybe like to see an SCV on the ramp to get high ground vision. This hatchery is dead. He may try to use the Broodlings to come in here and break out, but I don't think... I mean, even with that, he wouldn't be able to get out. He's making a desperation Baneling nest.
Yeah. Targeting that SCV with some of those Broodlings, not quite able to take it out. Making that Baneling nest. Like you mentioned, a bunch of these Zerglings are going to come out.
Look at this wall for TY. He knows exactly what comes next. His wall is tight. And even breaking this wall down with Banelings is going to be so difficult. It's going to cost him so much gas. He doesn't have a lot of production. He doesn't have 2 hatcheries. And this is literally a desperation move. He's going to break out here, but at what cost, Brennan? At what cost?
That is exactly right. He does break down 2 of those bunkers. Going to surround the rest of this. Going to be able to come around here and surround this bunker as well. A lot of Zerglings here, but no second hatchery.
So frustrating. Cost him so much to eliminate these bunkers. Even the depot here that was made to minimize the surface area now going to be eliminated. TY needs to actually start some bunkers back at home. I can't believe he's starting a 3rd command center here. He knows that he can't lift this one, which is the reason why. He needs to actually have it as part of his wall. Nice micro, they're loading the SCV temporarily.
Yep, saving that little guy. Starting an orbital command. He's just going to have enough Marines in the back here to ward off even this. The Zergling's probably going to try to poke at this wall a little bit, or maybe just sit here and just make sure nothing can get out.
The Zerglings basically have no value right now. Yeah. They were made to stop a contain, but now they're just a mineral sink that has taken away from drones, taken the larva away from that, and further hurt the already hurt economy of SoulKey. Whereas TY is going to find himself very shortly on a 3 orbital economy on 2 base with triple mules, triple SCV production, and also he's going into his tech. Whereas SoulKey can just... The only thing he can try to do is spread his creep really, really diligently. That's about all he can do right now because he's not breaking through that wall. And even taking a 3rd base right now would be a risk. This is a great move also, checking here with the Reaper to scout.
Yeah. He gets full notice of everything that SoulKey is doing. Able to just scout everything in the base. Knows that he's safe for now. And looking at SoulKey, what do you think he has to do to get out of this? Do you think he has any chance at all, or do you think it's just, you know, a very, very dire situation? What do you think the strategy is coming out of this?
Well, first of all, become very hopeful. Have a very positive attitude.
Start praying.
That's
get your rosary beads.
That's step 1. Step 2 is take a 3rd base, as you see is doing right now on the mini map. He takes that 3rd, and just try to get all the information you can about what your opponent's doing. Doing an all-in is predictable. He needs to actually try to hope that he can catch up through passive defensive play and TY making some mistakes. Great scout here by TY. Identifies the 3rd base is going down.
Doesn't even show him that he knows. Getting that Reaper in there, skirting away right when he sees it.
Even the siege tank right here is so safe because TY's like, well, you can't beat me in a macro game now. How are you going to do that? I'm going to make a siege tank just in case you do another big all-in, maybe with roaches or with banelings, or both off of 3 base economy. This Overlord speed that we see here is a huge investment for SoulKey, someone who's so low on economy, but it works out for him and gives him a lot of information about what he's up against. I wonder if we're actually going to see, because of the way TY is starting to build here, tank Marine instead of Widow Mines, because he's already built a few siege tanks and he's got the medevac started now. No reactor available for his factory, and it's a composition that still works in Heart of the Storm, especially when your opponent's lair tech is so far behind, so Mutalisks aren't really going to be as big of an issue for a while.
I really like everything that TY is doing so far. You know, just playing very safe in case of all-in. He's scouting very nicely with the Reapers all over the map. He is going for that tank Marine style, like you said, that is very useful against a Zerg who's behind in tech. He just seems to be doing everything right. He's even getting those 2 engineering bays up, going to get the +1/+1 started as well. He's just like prepped to go into this really strong mid game here after taking a huge lead in the beginning.
Yeah, he's prepped and ready to go. 2 medevacs on the left side, trying to sneak around here, even putting siege tanks inside. And what he can do is actually go on top of this high ground with the siege tanks and start shelling away at this mineral line. Such a great choice. Using the map against his opponent. You know, this is the one part of Yeonsu where there's just like a little sneaky nook where you can get some damage done in a way that your opponent might not expect. He even starts to turret up here to eliminate vision. He's going to drop these Marines on the low ground, something we've not really seen just yet on this map in competitive play. I like this a lot, and SoulKey has no answer. He has no Mutalisk. He has no way to get vision of those siege tanks, and this is game ending, basically, for SoulKey.
Yeah, this third base is going to be denied all mining. He's trying to come in here with the speed Zerglings and Banelings, but it's just too much. The micro is too good. He has the stim as well as the 2 medivacs to pick up. There's 2 siege tanks in the back. It's just too much defense. Those Marines are basically never going to go down. He's going to be able to take out this third.
This is a really sweet play. I know all Zergs on Yeonsu are cringing at this, and if you ever delay a Zerg player's lair tech and you get this opportunity as a Terran, you definitely want to take it. This is such a cool way to abuse the fact that he knows that there's no way SoulKey can have mutas. Even cuts off the path to attack his third base he sets up during all of this. Just such great multitasking out of TY. And this is the awesome Terran play that you come to expect from this KT Terran. Someone who trains with Flash. All the Banelings are gone. Crowd's going crazy here, but what can SoulKey do? I mean, there's nothing. There's no options.
This is just a small drop out of TY. While he's macroing back at his base, he's getting combat shields, has +1/+1. This third base is gone. SoulKey is starting another one back at the other location. But he, you know, in the back, TY is starting to get this. He does get some of those Zerglings in the base, which is pretty nice, at least something to get him back in the game. But
yeah, I don't even know how
too
that
much.
happened.
I mean, you just look at the supply. He's already up 30. Third base is barely trying to get up for SoulKey. TY starting his third. He's going to move out here.
Look at the worker count is even. You ever see that in this matchup, you know something has gone wrong. The funny thing is, if SoulKey took the third base, the mules.
Oh my god.
And this base is protected by the rocks. He needs to actually send a few more units over. But had he taken, going back to my original chain of thought here, the base that he just retook that's south of his main, then he's so close to his opponent by ground that a ground attack would have done a lot of damage. And also siege tanks on the low ground behind that base have the same effect. So even that is something that you have to keep in mind here.
He's going to drop those guys there.
He is the map abuser. No Zerglings attacking those Marines. Now he's going to actually trade a few against the Mulas as best as he can.
Yeah, just a little cute drop there, but I love that out of players who just know every little nook and cranny of the map and use it to their ability, to the best of their ability to get advantages. You know, just abusing the third base, coming over there, trying to do some work over there.
The triple turret protecting those siege tanks, further denying that mining. Way too much bio here for SoulKey's army to handle. Doesn't have enough Banelings. The Widowmine splits here from TY are excellent. And what do? I mean, he got behind from the beginning. He lost his natural. He's playing with one hand, basically, this whole game. And TY is ripping him a new one now.
Yeah, further abusing the map, just map on the low ground here, able to just abuse it even more. Gonna back off here, does not even have to engage right now.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if he used siege tanks here earlier. If this base was the third base, he could have used siege tanks on the low ground here. Not as effectively, but still. It's a great effect. Now he can just literally piggyback his Marines up to the high ground as soon as the Banelings come in. Widowmines are going to get some great shots here, and ouch, on the mutas even.
Yeah, look at that huge wave of Marines as well as those 2 medivacs coming in here. All SoulKey has basically right now are those mutas. Yeah. 11 mutas, 7 Zerglings.
He has 11 mutas, 11 Zerglings, 2 Banelings, and his pride. That's all he's got left in this game. And he's going to go down here. He's just lost way too much. He's losing all of his Banelings here. His economy is shot. He's the even harvester count to a Terran player who is going to continue to deny the mining at that fourth base. He's trying to reestablish these Banelings. Getting so close to Widowmines. That is the danger zone. That is a no man's land, no Zergling land.
No Zergling, no anything of Zergland. And he's trying to come in here and clean this up. He may do it, but with this, with these Widowmines on the ground, as well as great splits so far out of these Marines, it's just too much to deal with. He's further losing a bunch more units. TY even having a sensor tower at third.
He's continuing to harass now with that very first Reaper.
Yeah.
That we saw this game that he had over there to protect the siege tanks.
He's just too far ahead. He has too much control of this game for SoulKey to really do anything. SoulKey now trying to get that third base up at the original location.
He sees the turrets and he's like, I can't even kill the siege tanks. They're denying my mining. I can't afford it. I only have 7 mutas. 7 mutas versus 3 turrets. Guess who wins that fight? There's even a repairing SCV over there. Now we can kill the hatch, fly away. This is not SoulKey's day.
Yeah, not at all. Not getting that original scout onto the barracks, not seeing the Marines and SCVs coming across the map. Just everything going wrong for him from the start of this game.
Yeah. I mean, SoulKey is a dead man walking right now. Down 70 supply here. Still killing these drones at the hatchery. The base totally defended. Even a sensor tower up. And if he wants to kill these siege tanks that are attacking his base, it's never going to be cost efficient. A big problem considering that his economy is basically 0. These Widow Mines, they get some decent shots off on these Zerglings. Overseer eats the last one, not so bad, I guess, but we're talking about pennies on the dollar here.
Yeah, he's trying to come in here and clean up the rest of this army. He does a decent job, but just the reinforcements, as you guys see on the screen, coming in here for TY.
2 more medevacs coming over now to assist, to repeat what we saw in the mid-game. And this is the end of the mid-game here, really. He does force a lift on this 4th base. Small victory here.
Yeah, small victory. He's going to have decent splits here, TY is. He does lose a bunch of Marines, but he still has just too many units to ward off those mutas, continuing to take out this 3rd base. And right now, SoulKey is on 2 base.
Against a now newly secured 4th base for TY. Brendan, there's no way, there's no answer here. SoulKey, like I said, the main thing that he's got left for him in this game is his pride. He's not giving up. He's just trying to fight here on 2 bases against...
You guys can see it on his face. He's kind of just puffing air into his cheeks and saying, well, I guess I just lose. He's going to finally try to trade this. He takes out 1 tank, takes out the 2nd, but for what cost? Lost a bunch of mutas.
I think this is going to be the very first time we've had SKT down in a series.
Yep, the first time of the 2014 Pro League.
By a 2-1 anyways. This is... I mean, the only thing left to say is... It's... This build by TY, the barracks play that we saw from him was intelligent. It was sneaky and not something you often expect. And with that, he ran with his lead. He didn't make any mistakes. I mean, he just didn't make mistakes. Look at SoulKey's posture in the chair. I think this is going to be his last attack before he types out here. Widow Mine shots even hitting his Mutalist once there. Most of the Widow Mines remain alive. He's down to 98 supply. GG! And TY and KT Rolster take a 2-1 lead against the team that's in first place. The team with the current +7 indicator. SK Telecom T1 is down. And this is why I was telling you guys, this is the match to watch this week. This is the highlight. TY is a rising star. And he's going to show some tangerines there, it looks like. I'm not sure about that.
Not one of the better celebrations we've seen, but one of the better games out of this guy. Taking down a huge name in SoulKey, bringing his team up 2-1. It's really up to Stats now to clean this up on the King Sage on station against Rain.
That celebration is just like... I feel like there's a message at the top of the screen that says like T/N. Wolf has no idea about the tangerines. I'm not sure if this is a cultural thing. I'm not sure if this is a